Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, as promised, we're doing something very different. We're doing a full-fledged, glamorous, over-the-top drag makeup look complete with hair that I styled myself. We're also trying a bunch of new products, new makeup that I had just lying around I haven't tried yet, so that's pretty much it. I am desperately running out of power, so I need to keep this very short and sweet. If you want to see how I got this makeup look right here, keep on watching. I'm going to start with my eyebrows. I'm going to do them just how pretty much I always do them, except I'm probably going to draw them just a little bit higher than I normally would. I draw them higher anyway, but this is going to give us a lot of room in the eye area to do some grand, crazy, boisterous eyeshadow. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. I'm using the Kat Von D Brow Pomade to do this. So pretty up there and crazy, and I'm just going to fill them in. To carve them. I didn't show everything, but you guys have seen me do my brows probably 8,000,000 times, so that shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to just etch this kind of underneath the brow, just right underneath. That's properly what I do. And then I'll just diffuse it into the skin with my finger. And then if I feel like I have to go over it again with my brow brush. Doing your brows, I think, in itself is an art form. It's really hard. You have to figure out what you want your brows to look like, and then you have to figure out how to get them to look like that. And half the game is maintenance. I set a save on maintenance by shaving half my brow off, so that I don't have to maintain half of it. But I mean, that's just me. Don't expect most people to shave their brows. But the good thing about it is it kind of forces you to get more creative and to really figure out your brow shape and where to draw the brows in to make it look best for your face, if that makes any sense. Looking pretty good over here. The tail over here, I'm just gonna fix that really quick. A rule for your eyebrows, just in general, they don't have to look exactly the same, they just both have to look good. So don't focus on getting to be exactly the same because nobody's eyebrows are the same naturally. I mean, they have to be approximate, so I'm pretty happy with those eyebrows. I'm gonna apply eye primer, Urban Decay Primer Potion, to just the rest of the eyeball. It's gonna help us do our shadow. This matte white that I can't disclose the name of it yet. It's a special something I've been working on. So what I like to do is like take just a bunch of shadow. And this color is perfect to do this technique with. So you can see what I did there. You could say it's a prototype of something. It's not quite finalized yet. As you can see, it's pretty white and pigmented. It's my new eyeshadow that I made. So now that we have that, we can start going in with some color. So the palette I'm using today, you saw a little preview, the Anastasia Norvina palette. And it has just every color. Such a good palette for drag. It not only has a variety of colors, it also has a variety of lighter and darker colors, and it also has a highlighter shade and some pressed glitters. This is a glitter, which I'll probably be using on my eye today. I'm gonna start with this sky blue. They don't have names, they just have like a number system, so this is the shade B2. I'm gonna take a good amount of pigment. I'm just gonna start pressing, oh my god. Amazing. I'm just gonna start pressing it into my eye and working it a little bit into my crease. Sort of starting to etch out the shape we want. We're not really doing a traditional cut crease where you draw a line and blend it out, but we are doing sort of like a soft cut crease in a sense. Fine. Good. Just want this to go quite high. And just start diffusing it. only our base color, so just trying to get it on. And just blend it up a little bit. Just touch out that crease. Figure out vaguely where we want it. I'll put more blue on. Blend it nice and far up. And this is why you want to start lighter, because I've noticed that I have a little bit more blue in the crease here than I do here, so I'm going to kind of just correct that. Also, I have it a little more blended upward here, so I'm going to blend it upward a little bit. And again, the reason why I put that shadow there is that's going to help us dust away the color that fell down here. You'll see. It's going to be grand. I'm going to take this beautiful green. This is the color C2. This color really speaks to me. We're just going to kind of pack it on. And then same motions, but this color maybe not quite so. Is that color not blending? It's taking a little longer to blend than that blue did. So right away we may notice some inconsistency with this palette, just being honest. I've actually heard people say some of these palettes are not as good as her original palettes that she put out. That blue is really nice, but this green, got pigment. It's definitely showing up, but not blending as seamlessly as I perhaps would like to blend. So I'm doing the same thing twice on each eye with this green color. I'm putting it on twice because after we blend, we lose some of that pigment, so I want to like re-intensify it. I want to take a different brush. I want to incorporate some of this pink because it's cute. So I'm going to dip into the pink. Just a little bit, because I have a feeling this is going to be pretty strong. And I'm just going to blend it above everything. I don't know, just give it like another interesting color. And that used to be the thing, like just putting pink above everything, just a little bit, just blending it. Wasn't that like all the rage at one point? Not the tea. Not the look, darling, not the look. Sure, just blender. Getting kind of like a cotton candy sky sort of thing. I don't really have a color story. My color story is basically this entire palette. Like I want to use every color. I'm going to blend in a darker color and see what happens. I'm going to take the darkest one. The darkest one seems to be this burgundy right here. This is the color, I think C1, yes. This color I want to put lower like that. I want this to kind of like do a little defining for us. Take this brush, blend through, hoping it does what I want it to do. I just want to re-intensify all the colors. Take a little bit of the blue. I'm gonna put it like where there's kind of still blue peeking through. We get completely lost. I was getting a little bit lost right now. NGL, not gonna lie. I'm basically right in the inner crease. I love it. I'm loving this palette, honey. Now I'm gonna take the green. With the green, I'm gonna put a little bit over top the burgundy we just had. Just to give it more of like a wished out feel. It's just to blend it more. Needs a little blending. Especially the other side definitely needs a blend. This is what we have. I'm gonna pull from another palette because I want a little more definition. A little bit of this beautiful dark sort of gray from Sugarpill called Certain Stars. I put it right in like that outer corner where I put the burgundy, and actually it has a little bit of the burgundy on the brush still because it's the same brush. So it made it sort of like an even darker red, which is actually kind of what I want because I want more definition, but at the same time I don't want to lose that color. I want to take it a little further. I'm going to mix the burgundy with more of that color I was using. I'm only trying to blend on the edges of the darkness so as not to lose too much of that definition. I'm doing it again, I'll show you what I did. I just added more color. I'm gonna blend it. I need like a light color to put on the inner part so I can put this glitter over top it. And I'm gonna use this iridescent color in the palette. I think it'll work nicely. I'm just gonna pop it right where we have. Oh, and some iridescent just aren't light enough. This one. Wow. I'm impressed to get sort of a base for the glitter going. I'm gonna do one eye at a time. Take a little bit of NYX glitter primer. Put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm gonna do one eye at a time because the tackiness will go away and you want maximum tackiness because different types of glitter with my brush. Oh my god, it comes. Oh, do we see this? I love it. It's drag, it's fun, it's flirty. Oh, I love this glitter. It's like a soft cut crease. Now I'm gonna go right ahead and put it on the other eye. See if I can simply blend. I'm just gonna take product still on the brush. I'm using the brush that I used to deposit the color. It still has a little bit of product on it, so it's gonna help us because we need a little bit more pigmentation to blend this. Because this is actually a really nice color to blend. This like sort of iridescent magenta green color. I think it right here, sort of like where the outer crease color and the glitter meet. And even more color. See, now that I put the glitter on, now I just want to put the red. I don't want any of that like darker color used. Just the red. That's beautiful. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Our color story is pretty close to done. I'm gonna add more of that white. We're gonna press it on. We're gonna wipe it off. Well, I'm going to put on my lashes. I might do a little more blending, but this is the gist of what my color story is. I'm happy with it. It's my truth and I am happy with it. And I will be back. And I'll let you know what I changed on the eye when I come back. I just need a minute to myself. You know, people need alone time. I require alone time at least 2 hours a day or I start getting anxiety. Okay, I'll be right back. So what I did, I put some lashes on. That were hanging on for dear life for a while. I'm trying out magnetic lashes, so which are lashes that have a magnetic band, and then they have magnetic eyeliner that comes with this eyeliner from Kiss. Like it smudges on my under eye. I don't like the fact that you have to wear black eyeliner. Like with these, you have to wear a black eyeliner. I wish they would make like a clear glue that's magnetic or something that you could just put on your eye. I also put a little bit of highlighter in the inner corner and then I wiped this off. This will go away when I put foundation on completely. And I did a little bit of highlighting on my brow bone with the same white eyeshadow that I may or may not have made myself. The thing is, when you use eyeshadow for this step, you're supposed to use like translucent powder, but sometimes I use eyeshadow. The thing is, if it's really pigmented, it can leave a pigment on your skin and then you have to make sure you cover that up properly with foundation. Obviously, if you do your foundation first, you can use loose powder for this, but you cannot use eyeshadow because that would just ruin all the complexion makeup you did. I also put a little bit of this Fluid Beauty. It's kind of like gigantic flecks of glitter. That's different shapes you can't see in there. It's very iridescent. It's different reflects of like purple and blue and green and yellow. I put some of that on the inner part of my eye. Basically, I'm going to use as many new products as I can. This is not a new product, it's just simple micellar water that I need to wash my disgusting dirty hands with. So this is a primer that the very amazing drag queen makeup artist Aquaria recommended on like one of somebody's video that she was on doing their makeup or whatever. And this is the Peter Thomas Roth Max Anti-Shine Mattifying Gel. So anything that's a gel consistency and mattifying is something that I feel like is going to work for me. I feel like this might beat out my iconic Becca Evermatte Poreless. I don't know, we're going to see. Powerful Invisible Oil Absorbing Mattifier and Pore Minimizer for a shine-free clear matte finish. So this is, I think, the full size. Comes in a tube like this. So the texture of it, for some reason I thought it would be different, but it's just fell off my hand. That's great. It looks like wax. It is very thick. It's pretty much a solid. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and massage it in. Instantly the oil has gone away. Use a little bit of cream and just use that all atop. I put it in the middle of the face and kind of spread it out like this. Set it. So for my foundation today, I'm gonna get a blender nice and damp, just under the camera, away from all the lights, and I'm going to use a foundation that I've actually used before, but I'm sort of revisiting. Haven't used it in a while. It is one of my favorite drugstore foundations, and it's perfect for drag because it's so freaking full coverage. It's insane. I'm gonna go in with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. This is a brand new bottle. I will say one of the cons about this foundation is when I was probably not even halfway through done with it, the stopper, like the hole in the pump, clogged so bad and I could not get it out. The pump was completely unusable. So I guess the foundation gets in there. It can definitely be very prone to hardening and then you can't get the rest of your product out. But we're gonna try it. I'm just gonna put some right on the back of my hand. This is a dupe for the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation in my opinion, like that same sort of full coverage fantasy. You can see the coverage it offers is lovely. It blends out lovely. I'm gonna try to cover my problem areas. If you don't like full coverage though, you won't like it. It's definitely on more the matte side. I think you could probably work with it to make it less matte. Bearded queens are fierce, but it's not my gig for day to day, so I personally like to keep my stubble covered. I still think the best way to cover stubble is to use a stick foundation, so actually I'm going to incorporate some Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick, the best, mattest one I have right now. I'm going to put this on my whole beard area, feeling a little like I need some coverage today. There we go. It's definitely an improvement. Now I'm going with a new concealer. This is a sort of a deviant of a Tarte Shape Tape. Since the Tarte Shape Tape was so successful, Tarte decided to brand it the hell out and made a whole bunch of alternative products. This is a Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. So it's supposed to be like a less full coverage concealer. Basically, I think it's supposed to be like the YSL Touche Clutch. It's supposed to be like a highlighting pen, so it doesn't really change the coverage that much. I do believe this is a small one. It's very cute. It's too dark though. However, it is too dark for me, so this is probably going to have to go away to someone. We see that? We can see that, right? There's no hiding that. We can see that right on camera, bright as day. It does offer a glow. I guess I could try to focus some right here. It truly gives no coverage. It's almost like a liquid highlighter. It just kind of exacerbates into the skin. While this is pretty, I feel like with all the powdering and mattifying I do, this won't really have a use for me, so I'm actually just going to pass it on. Pile right now because I know just the type of product it is, I'm not going to use it. So one of you guys will get to win it in a giveaway. It will be sanitized and it was only used once, so there's still plenty of product in there. That was the first time I ever used it. You saw me just open the package. It's all on camera. You can't try nothing. I will say, granted that it's not that hot out, my foundation is staying pretty well for not being set, and that's definitely thanks to the primer. So I have to go with another concealer. I'm going to put a really light concealer on my under eye and be right back. I am going to do a little cream contour. I don't usually do this day to day, but for drag I like to do it. And we have a new product for that. I've never tried Kat Von D's cream contours before. I'm sure they're amazing because she has some of the best powder contours in the game. I'm just going to start painting it on. That's why I didn't care so much before it, because I know it was getting all this cream and all this powder and all this everything. We don't have to go crazy with the cream contouring, it's just like a base for which to put more contour on powder, so. It's a little stiffer than I thought it was gonna be. Actually, I like that. Some of these cream contours, like I can't because they're so greasy and make my face feel so oily, like I can't even use them. I actually like it when they're a little bit harder. So this is a newish powder for me. I use it a couple times, but it's the newest powder I have, the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. I hope this doesn't have too much of a cast because it does have a bit of a pinky undertone. I'm just gonna bake my face like we're really going to a drag show. We're not. I'm staying in my room. I'm going to put more powder underneath so I could do baking and get like a really sharp contour. This powder almost melds into the skin too well. Like I can't really get a buildup of it. I have a new bronzer here. This beautiful gigantic bronzer from Morphe, the Glamabronze in the shade Megastar. I have never used this. It's just the gigantic, beautiful bronzer. Again, somewhat of a precise brush to do a little more of like contouring. Oh my god, there's a mirror, thank god. This is so warm, holy sh. Do we see this? Oof, that is like orange though. The formula is actually beautiful. It's blending so nicely and it's so pigmented, but this is not a good color for me. I'm gonna switch out. Going to the good old contour kit, which has plenty of nice, cool, darker contour colors to use. We're gonna have quite a gradient today. Quite a gradient. So I just take all three and then just kind of stamp it and then buff it in. It's okay if it's a lot, it's drag. I'm gonna take over my brush and go over it. Okay. What I need is like a highlighting powder. I'm gonna take some of this powder foundation. This is CCBeauty. I'm just gonna add little touches of highlight. A matte highlight. And I'm gonna go over this a little bit because it's a little crazy. If I contoured my nose with that bronzer, it would look, I would look like in a vulva. I'm just gonna do this off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and bake everything. I'm taking a bunch of the Anastasia powders on my blender, and I'm just going right under my contour. Like this. And I sort of take it right next to my nose. That looks much better, doesn't it? This isn't new for me, but I've been using this a lot and it's a really cool concept, so I want to share it with you. This is a Natasha Denona, like, blush palette. It has a regular highlighter, a blush, a diamond highlighter, and then it has sort of like these cream blushes that go underneath each one. Cream blush and cream highlighter. I'm gonna be a little daring and use a tiny bit of the cream blush. I was like wondering why the powder blush was not that pigmented, and I realized the reason why was because the cream blushes are very pigmented. They do blend, which I've used a tiny bit, you're screwed. That actually looks really pretty, wow. But it gives such a beautiful finish, it almost looks like it's airbrushed on. It's so cool. Once you're done blending it, it's amazing. Then I'll put the cream highlighter on. This is a bit more subtle, kind of just makes your skin really wet and glossy. You put the powder blush on. It's on the sheer side, but it has this marvelous glow to it. Then I'm going to apply both the Glow Extreme highlighter, which gives more of like a wetness. And then this is good because not everyone likes glittery highlighters, but if you do like glittery highlighters, they also have this diamond powder. And that just really takes it over the top. Look at that. Now I'm gonna whack some color on my under eye. Just some green and some blue. Just kind of thwack it on. Green all over. I'll put a little highlighter on my nose. And then for lips, I have two new products. I have this Urban Decay Lipliner and this Hourglass. This is a matte lipstick in the shade Ballet. I'm running out of power. I really want to do this outro, so I'm just going to put my lips on with these two products, get everything else ready like a geisha, and then I'll be right back. So these are the lips. This is sort of more or less the finished look. Before I got everything ready, I wanted to talk about these two products. This one is amazing. It went on so pigmented. Might actually be the most pigmented liner I ever used, but it's so creamy and it glides on beautifully. This Hourglass. I don't know if I just got one that's a little old because I got this from Glambot. The formula went on really pretty once I could get it on the lips, but it was really, really dry to the point where like it felt like it was empty, but I still see product in there. I don't know if a lot of it dried out, but you can kind of see sort of like little cracks. It felt really dry on my lips too. Like this is a very dry formula to the point where you can't really work with it. So, you know, it's great if it lasts all day. If you have so much trouble getting on the lips to begin with, what's the point? So I went over a little bit of my CCBeauty pink cream color just to finish off the lips because I just couldn't work with it after a point. So yeah, just wanted to give those two updates. I'm gonna get this full drag look completed with my top. I'm gonna change my top. I have a very special surprise wig that I prepared for this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look, more or less. So I want your guys' very honest opinion about this hair. I worked very hard to try to style it to the best of my ability, but my hair styling ability is very limited. The wig itself isn't great quality. It's sort of like a cosplay wig, so it has like straps where you don't really want them. It's not lace front. We tried a whole bunch of new products today. Some stuff we really loved, some stuff we didn't like so much, but we're not going to talk about it because we want to get on that PR, honey. I'm never going to get in PR. Let's be real. Make sure you subscribe if you like what you see. Share it to the world. Share it to the children. And I'll see you next time. Bye!